Hi all. Wee project on the go is to replace the factory Toyota CD player with an Android based media player in this 2015 Corolla. We'll just go over here. That's the unit. And it came with these cables, instructions, some brackets. The Corolla's got steering wheel control, so I made an assumption that I needed this. There's the part number. Plugs on both ends, and there's a patch lead also. And what I determined was that this pin here, this connection is a 20 pin, and the Corolla needed a 28 pin, so hence we've got that one. So it's all plug and play. But then we needed an ISO connection, that one, to go back into the media player. We also got a radio antenna adapter. So I've done a bit of homework, a bit of testing. So we'll show you how easy it is to get this out. I'll be holding the phone, so I'm just using one hand. So you can use a tool, nice and easy, under there, and give it a. Once you got that, that'll come off. There's a this one down here. You'll need a tool in here. That comes off, and then carry on around this thing, nice and gentle. That'll come off. You've got a hazard light, and you've got seatbelt indication there. So those will need to be unplugged. So I'll just unplug them. So the plugs unplugged. Now you've got 4 screws either side. Take those screws out, unplug the radio, and it's that simple. Screws are out, so grab your stereo, comes out pretty easy, still only using one hand, and then just unplug all those plugs in the back there. Job done. Next mission is to transfer these brackets onto this one here. You may have to drill a couple of holes in the factory brackets to get it to line up with the dash, the hole in the dash. So that's the brackets fitted. You can see my pen marks there. I had to enlarge the bottom hole both sides just to make it all line up and fit. Now the next step, using a multimeter and a test lead, I done some testing to find out which wire is the steering wheel control and which wire is the illumination. So when you turn the lights on, it should dim the unit itself. So I've done a bit of testing and determined which wires I want to use, and over here identified that this brown wire is key 2 on that, plugs into the unit, into the Android media player. So I've gone ahead and put a bullet connection on it so that it's all still plug and play. And the other end of that, I determined with a bit of testing, it connects to key 1, which is this thing here, goes through that. I've also determined that is the illumination input, and I've chopped that because it went through the loom, and I've already put a bullet connection on that, and I've also gone and put a ring on this neutral connection. So from here it should all be plug and play. So first of all, you plug from the outside in. So the outside meaning you plug into the unit first, plug in all this stuff before you plug it into the car itself. So from here it's plug and play. This connection on the back is for the fan on the Android unit, and there's your microphone. This is the reversing camera, which I don't have, so I probably won't be using that. And this is a couple of USB inputs that I'm not going to use, so I'll leave them in there. That's surplus because I've got that one over there, and I don't need these brackets, so they'll live in here. So from here it's all plug and play. So all plugged in. One side's a 10 pin, the other side's 14 pin, so you can't get that wrong. There's the key 1 to what I determined as key 2, bullet connection. There's your illumination connection. This is all your AV inputs, but it also has the power for the fan, so that plugs there. Like I said, microphone will plug there, and there's your radio antenna. So from there, plug those three into the Toyota factory loom, connect the ground to ground on the car, plug that into the aerial. We should be good to go. I must mention I've already run the GPS aerial and the microphone, which I'll put a bit of tape or something, this little screw in there. Mine a little screw because we don't want to hit those airbags. But that plastic on the side comes off. Pull this rubber down and you can run your cables up in there, poke them through, run them through. There's your microphone. There's your GPS aerial, and that's where the GPS aerial goes there. So that's it all plugged into the factory plugs. The neutral connection, sorry, the negative connection will go under that screw which mounts the stereo in, so that's the next step. There's a large cavernous hole in the back, so all those cables will just all sit in there, plenty of room. So that's it installed. Everything plugged in, plastic's back on, so let's fire it up. Oh. There we go. I did fire it up before, so before I put the plastics on, just to make sure. So we've got this. Now the next step, you can connect to it, you'll have to work out how to use it, but I'll just quickly show you the steering wheel controls. So go across, car settings, steering wheel control learning. You can see I've already programmed those ones. I can reset it and show you how to do it. So if I hit the reset button, it just wiped everything. So basically, pick a button. So I'm going to go, steering wheel's in the wrong position, but I'm going to go press that button, and then that was volume down. Come over to here, press volume down, and it programmed it. See, now it's gone orange. So I go along to volume up, Go to volume up, and it programmed it. Next track is that button. Next track will be there. They also have a short press and a long press, so you got to determine which press you want. That's that one. I'm going to have mute will be a short press. No, mute will be a long press. And you can see it's got a long line underneath it. And then I'm going to use the same button for a pause. So play pause will just be a short press. And it done that. Now we've got answer, which is that button. Answer. And we've got hang up, that button. Hang up. And I think that's... We've got a spare button here. This was display. Not sure if I want to use it for anything, but you can program that button to do something if you wanted to. I may do later. But that's it. How to make it go. Hope you've enjoyed that.